Winston's just gone in. He'll be called in 2 minutes.
Mr. Churchill.
Mr. Speaker, to urge the preparation of defense is not to assert the imminence of war. On the contrary, sir, if war were imminent, then preparations for defense would be too late. But time is beginning to run out. If we in this House do not take immediate steps to make this nation secure, it may soon be beyond our power to do so. Germany is rearming. That is the great new fact which rivets the attention of every country in Europe. Herr Hitler is constructing an army upon a scale never before witnessed in the long, dark history of mankind. Little of this is said in public. Much of it is undoubtedly in violation of the treaties of 1919. Germany is rearming on land. She is rearming at sea. But what concerns us most of all is the rearmament of Germany in the air. I shall confine myself absolutely to the danger from the air. The modern airplane is a machine of devastating efficiency, capable of carrying bombs to the furthest corners of our islands at speeds of up to 240 miles an hour. All of our cities, our factories, our lands, and our peoples are now within its range. It is no exaggeration to suppose that a week or 10 days intensive bombing upon London would leave 30 or 40,000 people dead or maimed, a civilian population in grievous panic, and millions driven into open country. The flying peril is not a peril from which one can fly. It is necessary to face it where we stand. We cannot possibly retreat. The only direct method of defense upon a great scale is the power to inflict upon the enemy as great damage as he can inflict upon ourselves. When two great powers possess such new and hideous weapons of war in equal numbers, then neither side is likely to employ those weapons. If we maintain an air power equal to that of our most likely potential aggressor, we may shield our people from the horrors I have ventured to describe. What then is the cost of 50 or 100 million pounds compared with such an immunity? Never has so fertile and so blessed an insurance been procurable so cheaply. Germany already has an air force rapidly approaching equality with our own. By 1937, less than 3 years from now, the German Air Force will be nearly double the size of the Royal Air Force. That is something which the British people could not tolerate. They have voted above everything else for the maintenance of the strength and security of their native land. Do not think too poorly of the greatness of our people. Let the House do its duty. Let the government give the lead. And the nation will not fail in the hour of need.
Bravo!
I'm grateful to my right honourable friend who has spoken today with all the colour and imagination which we've come to expect, for giving me the opportunity to devote my attention to this important subject. It is extraordinarily difficult to give accurate figures for German air strength. It is a dark continent from that point of view and shrouded in secrecy. However, we do know that it is not the case that Germany is rapidly approaching equality with us in the air. Her real strength today is not even 50% of our own. Nevertheless, I shall make a formal pledge to this House and to the British people. His Majesty's government is determined never to accept any position of inferiority with regard to whatever air force may be raised in Germany in the future.
Never been away so long before.
One cannot cruise the waters of the East Indies and expect to be back in a month.
Is it truly awful for you? I wish I could be sure you understand why I sometimes have to get away.
Did you say goodbye to all the kittens?
All of them.
I must give the children more time and attention.
Oh, nonsense, Winston. They're perfectly able to take care of themselves. You've done so much for them. You owe yourself some time now. You really ought to relax, my darling. As Mr. Baldwin's always saying, write, paint, play with your dams.
My dear cat, I am not about to retire. I know that 60 years is supposed to be the allotted span for members of my family. Yet here, nevertheless, I still am in perfectly good health and fine spirit, I believe.
Oh, Winston, I'm so proud of you. Now, if Mr. Baldwin takes over as Prime Minister from Mr. MacDonald, won't he be honor bound to hold a general election?
He must. In the autumn, I fancy.
You won't be rash, will you? Remember, Mr. Baldwin has the Conservative Party machine behind him. You have only your genius and your energy. Oh, Winston, you must force Mr. Baldwin to give you the Admiralty after the election.
I must first get him to face up to the defense question.
You will be careful, won't you?
Careful.
It could be dangerous for you.
It's the country that's in the greater danger. Thank God we still have brave men left.
Excuse me, Mrs. Churchill. I believe you're traveling to join Lord Moyne. If you'd care to board the aeroplane now, please. Another member of Lord Moyne's party said he'd be delighted to accompany you.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you very much.
Who's that, my darling?
Friend of Moyne's, charming fellow. I was introduced to him at the theatre last week. He'll be with us for the whole of the journey. Now, don't wait, my dear. You know I can't bear farewells. Goodbye, my dearest.
Wigram. However, I suppose in the circumstances... I must have it back in the morning.
Thank you. It would seem as our worst fears are more than justified. Take a look for yourself, Prof. These amnesty figures are remarkable, Wigram. Are they accurate?
I'm sure of it. The trouble I had worming them out of the ministry goes to prove it.
It's an alarming state of affairs. As I was being cautious, When I told the House the other day to expect a 50% German superiority by the end of 1936, the Air Minister's projection is nearer 75.
What becomes of Baldwin's statement to the House that we would never accept inferiority to Germany in the air?
He was lying. Misled, perhaps. The Prime Minister, too.
He might insist that this information has other interpretations.
No, Mr. Churchill. It would be wrong to do so. The government have got to see all this in the context of Hitler's declared ambitions for the German people. His strategy is clear. He's pushing for military superiority over his so-called equals. Unless we look out, he'll soon be dictating to all of us.
My dear Rafe, may I call you Rafe? I fear we have overtaxed you.
Information already received by my department tells us he plans to introduce conscription next month. By the end of the year, he could have 1 million men under arms.
Winston, we cannot possibly match that.
My dear Rafe, do you fully understand the terrible risk you run by giving me this information?
You're the senior Privy Councillor in the Conservative Party, Mr. Churchill. I believe you're entitled to know these things, anything which affects the safety of the country.
It may be so argued and thus absolve Winston, but you, Wigram, you are bound by the Official Secrets Act. You have sworn an oath.
I can no longer honor that oath with an easy conscience. If Mr. Churchill can make use of what little I can provide, then I may be justified in breaking my oath. But of course, if you wish to...
My admiration for your courage obliges me to ask that question. I shall endeavor to use any information you give me to the utmost effect.
How long may we keep these papers?
I'm afraid I must have them back at the Air Ministry by 9 in the morning.
And you must go back to London now. We must copy them, Prof. It's nearly 7 o'clock now. Does that give you time?
If I leave shortly, I should have them back here by 7:45 in the morning. Will that be all right for you?
If the trains run on time, it will.
I can collect you at 7 from Tunbridge and get you back in time to get the 8:12 to Charing Cross.
Thank you. I'll see you at 7.
Are you sure you can't stay to dinner?
No, thank you. I must get back to town. Lindemann, would you mind, Mrs. Spearman?
Winston. You know, despite what I may have said in front of Wigram, if it should ever get out that he is passing secret information on to you, you could be in a worse position than you put Sam Haw in last year.
There's no comparison. Wigram has no thought but the public interest.
What he is saying is causing considerable anxiety among our supporters, you know.
Oh, we mustn't be swayed by Winston's oratory.
Not his oratory, it is facts. Everybody now knows that Germany is rearming rapidly. It's quite impossible for the rest of the world even to discuss disarmament anymore.
Well, I don't see it that way.
We ought to make a careful but perfectly frank statement about the German threat, and soon.
And I gave my word to the House. We will always keep ahead of them.
You see, if we presented that threat as justification for our own defense programs, the people would understand. They are getting very worried about Germany, you know.
You got the wrong end of the stick, Sam. Don't forget that in 2 or 3 years' time, we may well be looking to her as a bulwark against communism. Because if the Nazi regime breaks down and the communists seize Germany, the rest of Europe would almost certainly go the same way.
I don't think John Simon would agree with you.
Well, John Simon may be a good foreign secretary, but he's also a liberal. And when we have a general election, the liberal vote will vanish, and he with it. Do you ever see yourself as a foreign secretary, Sam?
What are we going to do about Winston?
Winston is a man of war. He loves the sound of battle. Soldiers, tanks, ships, aircraft, guns are all meat and drink to him. You've read his second Marlborough volume, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have.
It's splendid, wouldn't you say? As illuminating as a searchlight. Winston really understands battles. Now, if this country were to go to war, I've no doubt at all that he would be the man to lead us. He would be our Prime Minister. But until then...
Anyone there?
Your
right, it's only me, Professor Lindemann, just doing some work.
3 o'clock in the morning, Professor.
I must catch that train. He should have telephoned before he left Oxford.
Be calm. The Prof is a reliable driver. You paint, Wigram?
Paint? Oh, no. I did some watercolors at school. Not very good, I'm afraid.
You should try oils. Tell you what, I'll get you to meet Nicholson. He's an excellent tutor.
Thank you very much. I don't think I'd be much good at it. Look, perhaps we can meet him.
Well, he'll be coming along the Edenbridge Road. It's the wrong direction. I could telephone the station, ask Butcher to delay the train.
Excellent idea, Mrs. P.
I've spoken to Butcher. Everything's in order.
Well done, Mrs. P. There he is. Get your coat, Mrs. P.
Here are Wigram. I've copied them all.
Splendid! Off you go now, my dear Ref. You look after him, Mrs. P. Thank you, Winston. Goodbye. Well done, Prof. Now then, you'll stay to breakfast.
Just a quick cup of coffee, Winston. I'm due back at Oxford for a lecture at 10:30.
Oh, Lord.
It's quite awful, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, never mind. Mummy will soon be home. Although I don't suppose she's looking forward to it.
Mule.
The way she writes. Tropical nights, all that tosh. And that stunning man.
Yes, that stunning man.
What man?
Oh, I don't know. What's his name? I thought you met
You
him.
know what you'll do, don't you, if you put your weight behind this fellow at Norwood? He will most...
It's only a by-election.
He will
Papa.
most certainly embarrass you with his fascist speeches.
The candidate I'm supporting, Papa, is an independent conservative.
And the sole effect of his candidacy will be to let the socialists in. Now, you're in for a thoroughly bad flop here, Randolph, and you know it.
I'm afraid I must disagree, Papa. I'm considering forming an organization to run several candidates at the general election. We shall oppose the more vigorous supporters of the government. I would have thought that would have pleased you, Papa.
It does not please me. Why must you continue to make things difficult for me? You seem to be determined to smash MacDonald and Baldwin...
Those men...
single-handed.
...are two toads upon the nostrils of the great British lion.
That is thoroughly offensive. If you cannot conduct yourself as a gentleman, there can be no place for you in politics.
If there's no place for me in politics, Papa, it's because you have made it so.
No, Randolph.
Yes, Sarah, it's true. He allows himself to cut a swathe through conventional party politics, to change his allegiance whenever it suits him. He allows himself to make personal insults against leading members of the government. Ramsay MacDonald, the boneless wonder. But if I try and put my mark upon affairs, if I try and say what I want to, then he frustrates me at every turn.
Randolph, you are an ungrateful fool. I'm simply trying to use my experience in the political arena to stop you from making a fool of yourself and of me. But you seem quite determined to disregard everybody's interest, everybody's opinion except your own. You're becoming quite uncontrollable.
Quite uncontrollable, my God. I'm not a schoolboy, Papa.
You have the wit and the imagination of one. Your affairs are in disarray. You're constantly in debt. The allowance that I give you and your income from journalism do not support your wild extravagance. And now it seems you have some ridiculous political pretensions which are far beyond your ability.
Well, if that's all you think of me, I'm not going to sit here and listen.
Randolph, do sit down.
I'm damned if I will. I will not listen to his insults. And I will not come here again.
Winston. Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. Filthy weather.
It's most kind of you to come, Desmond. You know the prof, do you? Desmond Morton, Professor Lindemann.
Major Morton. Professor, I'm sorry to ask you to come here, Winston, but it's all I can manage. We're out here on a reconnaissance with some air ministry people. I told them I was popping out to the shops to get some tobacco for my pipe. I'm afraid I can't stay long. Now, Wigram has given you the latest air strength figures, I believe.
Yes, he has, and we've studied them carefully. How the devil Baldwin ever came to say that German air strength was only 50% of our own is beyond me.
I think the government may eventually have to retract that statement.
What of Hitler's rate of production now?
It's all in here, and you may keep this. Currently, it's running at 100 planes a month. But God knows what figure that may get up to within the next year or two. The increase in their production is quite extraordinary. Every factory, every plant, every shipyard is turning into an efficient machine for the construction of wartime materials. For instance, the population of the town of Dessau has increased by 13,000 in the last year. And Dessau is the center of the Junkers aeroplane works.
Can't have been easy to uncover all this, Desmond.
It's extraordinarily difficult. Because their rearmament program is completely illegal, the Germans have adopted undercover production methods. They make all the nuts and bolts in one place, the joists in another, and the wing casings in yet a third, and so on and so on.
Like a giant game of Meccano.
Exactly. Now, my people can monitor the main plants reasonably well. We've got our own chaps in most of them. But we cannot possibly keep an eye on every tuppenny-halfpenny metalworks in the German Reich.
Despite your problems, Major Morton, you have assembled a formidable array of details. I congratulate you.
Thank you, Professor. I've been specific where possible, but much of it is guesswork. But there is no doubt about the general direction. The Germans are efficiently, but surreptitiously, putting the nation on a war footing. I must be going. I could meet you next week if you like. I should know more about the situation in the naval shipyards by then.
Why don't you come down to Chartwell for the weekend?
That might be unwise, just at the moment. Goodbye, Winston. Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye, Desmond. Thank you very much.
Incidentally, the big weaving mill at Frankfurt has increased production by 20%. Uniforms.
Goodbye. Ramsay Mac's a hopeless twister. I must hammer him and his government at every turn. Next week's debate will be a start.
It was chapter and verse, Prime Minister. Chapter and verse. Factories at Dessau. Civilian aircraft being converted into bombers. The detail is incredible. Where on earth is he getting all this mischievous information.
The press, would you say? Winston is becoming the mouthpiece of every scaremongering journalist and gossip in London.
No, his information is too precise, too detailed.
And too accurate?
I'm not concerned with its accuracy, Ramsay. I'm concerned with its effect. You have already promised an extra £10 million for defence. As Chancellor, I have to find that money for you. It can only come from additional taxation. Unless we're to sacrifice all our social policies, schools, roads, housing. Can you think what Winston's plans would cost us? 60, 70, even £100 million. My mind boggles.
We can't change our domestic policy, Neville.
I should hope not. Winston has got to be stopped before he does us further mischief.
And how in God's name are we to do that?
We could find out where he's getting his information from.
A good deal of what he said in the House today was completely new to me, I must confess. Alas, one cannot always study the official reports in as much detail as one would choose, but...
I brought someone who might be able to help. May I call him in?
Yes, of course, if you think...
Prime Minister, this is Major Morton.
Good evening, Prime Minister.
Morton is with the Imperial Defense Committee. He specializes in industrial intelligence, particularly German industrial intelligence. Fair to say no one in this country has greater knowledge in that field. That is correct, isn't it, Morton?
Yes, sir. I think that must be true.
Are you aware of what happened this afternoon in the House?
I do not follow the proceedings in the House, sir, on a daily basis.
So you wouldn't know that Mr. Winston Churchill gave the House a long and detailed list of information regarding the increased production of armaments in Germany?
No, sir. I did not know that.
It was most impressive.
And curiously well informed in view of the fact that Mr. Churchill is only a backbench member. So it's hard to see how he could possibly have acquired such precise information.
Do you think you will be able to throw some light on this, Major Morton?
I don't know what Mr. Churchill actually said in the House, Prime Minister. So it's difficult for me.
This is the transcript. Perhaps you would like to study it carefully and report to us in the morning.
Oh, my dear Ava, how kind of you.
It's very simple, I'm afraid. Potluck.
Winston, I cannot believe the British people won't want to defend themselves when they realize the necessity.
Indeed they will, Rafe.
Yet the government has all this information. They had it long before you gave it them this afternoon. If only they would read the papers we send to them. They have it all to hand and they do nothing. No previous administration in 300 years has allowed this country to be so exposed to a threat from a continental power. How can men be so blind? Oh! I'm sorry.
Oh, my dear Rafe.
Please, he'll be all right.
He does look so tired. He should rest.
It's just that he's afraid. Afraid that you might be distressed by his emotion. But he is truly frightened sometimes. At night, he says he dreams of falling bombs.
Ah, my dear Ava, I have those dreams, too. With God's help, we may yet awaken our idle government to the plight we are in, but it'll take time. And all the ammunition we can muster. You must look after your husband. I need him.
Sorry to blunder off like that. Good of me.
Not a bit, Rafe. I have no doubt I tax you with my constant demand for facts and figures. But I shall not let up.
Facts and figures. God, will they believe any of them? Will they listen? You know, Winston, the situation now is so serious that we can never catch up.
What do you make of his figures?
They appear to be sensibly arranged.
But are they accurate?
With the greatest respect, Prime Minister, they are no different from the information which has been passed to the government by various departments over the last few weeks and months.
Is that so? You're saying that his figures are accurate? Is that it?
It is possible. They may err on the side of caution.
We are straying from the point, Prime Minister. What we need to know, Major Morton, is where Churchill is getting his information. Can you tell us?
No, sir. I don't believe I can.
Sorry I'm late, Winston. All hell's broken loose at the Foreign Office. I really thought I might not be able to get away at all. Oh. Hello, Morton. I didn't realize.
My dear Rafe, what in God's name has happened?
Hitler is going to proclaim to the world tomorrow that his air force is now as strong as ours. You see what that means? He's going on our own official government figures. We know that those figures are wrong. The government's been lying. So Hitler is not simply equal with us. He's miles ahead.
There is no doubt at all that the Royal Air Force compares most unfavorably with that of Germany. When Hitler said that he was equal to us, he thought we had almost 700 military aircraft. The true figure turns out to be 453. The Germans have at least 800. These, it seems, are our own government figures. Is this something we can explain in the House?
If this is not a matter for the House of Commons, Prime Minister, the policies of disarmament have served this country well. We are the only country in Europe with a budget surplus. More of our people are working under good conditions, in good health, than at any other time in our history. There should be a measure of rearmament, but let's not go too far, too fast. If there's any danger to this country, it's Winston. He's the warmonger, not Hitler. If this country is ever dragged into another conflict with Germany, it will be precisely because of his irresponsible belligerence.
Quite so, Neville. But if we are to stand by Stanley's pledge to the House of Commons, how shall we explain the difference in these figures?
It's not necessary to talk about figures. The government is entitled to put its own interpretation on what Stanley said. The Germans may have more actual aircraft than us. It's sheer nonsense to talk about them being any stronger.
Yes, you know, in my experience, the House of Commons has always responded to an admission of well-intentioned misjudgment. I must now admit to the House that I was completely wrong in my estimate of future German air strength. I tell the House this, frankly, because neither I nor my advisors at that time, Mr. Deputy Speaker, had any idea of the speed with which Germany could increase her aircraft production. His Majesty's government now have the true facts. And unlike my right honourable friend, we have not found them in a ragbag of gossip and misinformation. We shall proceed forthwith, but without any sense of panic, to create an air force strong enough to defend this country against any aggressor. As for the misjudgments of the past, I ask the House to believe that they were well-intentioned. They were the responsibility of no single ministry. We are all responsible, and we are all to blame.
Mr. Churchill. Mr. Deputy Speaker. My right honourable friend has just said that the government will act without panic. I, too, deprecate panic. But let me say this. I also deprecate ignoring the truth. The figures that I gave the House in November and in March were challenged at the time and are now proved correct. There is no doubt that Germany is now stronger than us in the air. And by the end of this year, she may have possibly 3 or even 4 times our strength. 6 months ago, the situation was manageable, but it was neglected. And now that it is thoroughly out of hand, we apply too late the remedies which might have effected a cure. But there is nothing new in this story. It is as old as history. It falls into the long, dismal catalogue of the fruitlessness of experience. Want of foresight, unwillingness to act when action would be effective, lack of clear thinking, confusion of counsel until the emergency comes, until self-preservation strikes its jarring gong. These are the features which characterize the endless repetition of history and of this government. Speech successful, government wriggle away as usual.
For the first time, the government has publicly admitted the danger. It is now committed to some measure of rearmament. That is an achievement.
Yes, it would be, if they were really facing up to the danger. Danger which is worse than at any moment during my lifetime. But I am so grateful to you all, and to Rafe Wigram, of course, for all your support.
Well, you are the one who must wage the war, Winston. We supply some of the ammunition, and shall continue to do so.
My dear Desmond, thank you. I shall need it. From now on, every day counts.
This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the news. Following the resignation of Mr. Ramsay MacDonald, the new Prime Minister, Mr. Stanley Baldwin, has now announced his cabinet changes. Mr. MacDonald will take Mr. Baldwin's former post as Lord President of the Council. Mr. Neville Chamberlain remains as Chancellor of the Exchequer, but there is an important change at the Foreign Office, where Sir Samuel Hoare succeeds Sir John Simon.
Ah, hello, Papa.
Hello, Randolph. What are you doing here?
The Mayfair Hotel is the best clinic in London, and first-rate for convalescents, too.
And very expensive. You've grown a hideous beard.
Oh, my friends tell me I look like Jesus Christ.
Makes me positively sick to look at. Promise to shave it off when you get up.
Yes, of course, Papa.
I'm glad to know that you are getting better.
Thank you.
Do your specialists still believe it's jaundice?
Well, they're not sure, as a matter of fact. Tell me, have the cabinet changes come through yet? I was listening, but I must have dozed off.
They've been announced, yes.
Nothing for you?
I expected nothing.
That's monstrous. And after all that you've done for them. Sarah tells me you're having the Daimler repainted. What color?
As before. Your mother comes home next week. It would please me to know that she might see you at Chartwell someday.
I would like to come, Papa.
Welcome back, Mom.
Thank you, Inches. Oh, Mary, Mary, how tall you are. Oh, my dear.
Well, Mama.
Randolph, what a pleasant surprise. Oh, Sarah, Sarah, my dear. What fascinating letters you've been writing. Mother. Winston.
Welcome home, my princess. Oh, frabjous day.
I wouldn't have spoken of him if you hadn't asked.
Your constant companion, you said. And I was not to be told.
No.
Does he love you?
I think he... No. How could he?
Damn it, why not? You're a beautiful woman.
He wanted me to love him.
Did you?
I wanted him to love me.
I think I've tried to understand when you tell me that you have to get away from me sometimes. But you leave me for 5 months. Our youngest daughter is growing up and Sarah is embarking on a new life. You go away. My son quarrels with me bitterly. You're away. My political life is... And you are not there. Clemmy, what am I to understand?
I believe I did fall in love with him briefly, romantically. I'm home now. It's past. But it was necessary. That is what you have to understand.
Mr. Baldwin's office is telephoned, sir. He would like to see you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, if that is convenient.
I do not care to say anything more. I shall never speak of it again.
You know the Italians have gone into Abyssinia, don't you, Winston?
Indeed I do.
Yes, yes. Puts us in a very difficult position. And one where the Prime Minister felt, well, we all felt we should consult you.
I'm happy that you did.
Yes, yes, yes. I hope that we, well, that is you and I hope that we can set aside all past differences.
But the India chapter is closed, Sam.
You make it sound as if you are forgiving me, Winston.
What's the government's position?
We shall support the League of Nations in its stand against Mussolini.
I'm glad to hear that, Eden. This is a tragedy. For 6 years we've been disarming ourselves, and now in the 7th, we're likely to go to war.
No, I hope not. We are making every effort through the League and through diplomatic channels to avert that.
Are we allowing diplomacy to move ahead of naval readiness, I wonder? A crisis may be coming, but with the wrong nation. It's the German menace we should be concerning ourselves with, Sam. I'm terrified if we smash Italy, as we may have to, Germany will take advantage.
You know, it's a pity all this should happen now with a general election coming up.
Then it's vital we should maintain a strong conservative majority in the government and in the House.
Do I take it you'll support us, that you'll campaign for us?
Indeed, I shall. Indeed, I shall.
Oh, my dear Winston, that's most generous of you. So I shan't forget it, believe me.
Another 15 gains, Stanley. The pattern is holding across the country.
Well, I think we shall have a clear majority.
This is the mandate that we need. Now we can have an effective expansion of defense.
Defense, eh? Now, careful, Winston. Talk like that scares people. It scares them into fits.
It'll scare Hitler also. A strong stand is essential.
No. Hitler has no quarrel with us. We may have ambitions towards Russia, but to be frank, if he does move east, it won't break my heart.
But what will you do when he goes for France? He will attack her eventually, be sure of that. And if France goes, so shall we. For today, German bombers would have to fly from the Rhine to strike London. But if France were to go under, French ports, French airfields would all be in their hands. Their bombers and guns would be only 21 miles from our shore.
Oh, even so, Winston, there's no...
Here it is. The majority already confirmed. And still almost a third of the results to come in. Prime Minister, now you can do as you want, as the nation needs.
Yes. Yes, I can, can't I?
This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the news. The Prime Minister, Mr. Stanley Baldwin, announced his cabinet this morning, 6 days after winning the general election. Sir Samuel Hoare is to remain as Foreign Secretary, and Mr. Neville Chamberlain will continue as Chancellor of the Exchequer. Despite widespread belief that following his recent speeches in support of the government, Mr. Winston Churchill would be included in the new cabinet, his name does not appear on the list from 10 Downing Street. The new First Lord of the Admiralty has been named as...
It was the only action he could take.
But look what it does for Baldwin, Winston. The ironmonger encourages his foreign secretary to make a secret deal carving up Africa, giving it away to Mussolini. And then when everyone cries foul, he turns round, says he doesn't mean it and that he will stick by the League of Nations. So, goodbye, Sam Hoare. I'm amazed half the cabinet hasn't resigned. It's outrageous.
Well, Baldwin's an old hand at saving his own skin. But who will replace Hoare?
A rumor says Anthony Eden.
Well, that's a good choice, thank God, if it's true. So, it's the end of the MacDonald-Baldwin era at last.
And if it is so, you should place yourself in a position where you can order events. Make Baldwin create a defense ministry and make sure you get it.
Do you think he'd listen? After that, would anybody listen?
Well, it's worth trying.
My dear Brendan, England is lost in a pacifist dream. Germany's rearming at breakneck speed. France is corrupt and torn by dissension. America is remote and indifferent. All that we have hangs by a rotten thread. Will it break?